Hey modders, welcome back to ModifedRoll. Don't forget we're sponsored by DN Dice. Check out the link to their website in our description, or head over to dndice.co.uk and use the code ModifedRoll for 10% off all purchases. In the last episode, the party set out to complete their mission from one of the local nobles, to investigate the location where he believes an old family heirloom has been lost, a sword that was used to slay a newly formed lich. Arriving at its derelict lair, they began their investigations, unfortunately discovering that some of the traps were still in effect. We rejoin them now as they head deeper into the lich's lair. In this, episode 20 of season 2 of ModifedRoll, The Sword and the Corpse, part 2. So you guys step down that hallway, and as it turns to the south, which is like as you're walking, it'd be a right turn, you see a room that is built very similarly to the others so far, with stone walls and stone flooring of a similar make and design of those you've been through so far, except in the eastern wall, it appears to have fallen away and broken, and if you get closer to it, you see that it opens up into some sort of cavernous fissure that actually anyone who would like to get close and have a look can make an investigation check or a nature check.
What's better?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, mine are the same. 21.
Oh, damn.
I'll do nature.
Investigation or nature, was it?
Actually, that's a good question. Twilight, was that investigation or a nature check?
Nature.
Okay, cool.
Both have a +0 for me, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to say investigation.
17 for Sinclair on nature.
I got a 14.
I got 5 on nature.
Okay, so those of you who rolled above a 15, you pretty much surmise and tell from the shape and the depth here that this appears to be an opening into the Underdark, specifically one that is leading into some sort of like volcanic region. As the air coming up here is fetid and hot, you can smell the brimstone and the heat on the air as it wafts up from this, and in the distance, in the depth of the cavern, you swear you can see a pinprick of light, which you assume would be some sort of like lava flow or something in the distance. It is sheer and so deep that you think that it would be, not impossible, but it would be a whole expedition unto itself just to climb down there.
Twilight's going to turn around and be like, yeah, let's not.
Let's save that for another day, shall we?
Why? What is it?
You can peek over the edge if you want.
Have a look. Yeah, I agree. Have a look.
I'll go and have a look.
Yeah, you see the same thing. It's this sheer cavernous fissure leading down into the depths. I can't remember what your role was, but if you might not be aware that it's the 3. No, you're not aware that this is the Underdark. To you, this is just like a great big fucking hole in the ground in the mountain.
Oh, guys, it's literally just a hole. I don't know why you feel so passionately about not going in there.
I mean, that's the Underdark, so...
Oh. See, that makes more sense. now I understand.
Yeah, I think the clerics are just like, X to that. Let's just check that.
Yeah.
We have more than one cleric.
The holy people.
The healers. I meant the healers.
We have a cleric.
Oh. Someone's not getting healed.
I'm sorry. That isn't shady. It's just that you were like, I guess I'll use my cure wounds to stop myself dying.
Listen, that is a spell slot. I was trying to save it to help other people from dying, not myself.
Fair.
So it sounds like you have made the mutual decision to not go into the hole into the Underdark. So I'm assuming you backtrack the way you came. Do you head through the closed door to the south then, or do you head to the west through the other hallway?
Let's quickly check the other side just to make sure there's not a second hole into the Underdark.
That's good.
This one's full of ice.
No teetering floors.
Yeah, I'm assuming, are we going normal marching order for this one?
Yeah, Sinclair will lead the way.
Cool. So you guys head down the hallway to the west, and you come to an opening into another sort of large bare room, and this one appears like completely bare, except for in the very center of the room, sort of floating on its own, You see an ornate silvery blue cloak with what appears to be almost like chainmail around the neck, with a silver trim and a shield-shaped brooch on the front. The inside appears to be a leather or a red sort of silken trim, and it appears to just be floating in the center of the room.
Let's do the usual. Let's quickly check for traps before we enter the room.
Okay.
What do you see in there?
Oh, no, it's not too bad. 17.
And that was an investigation check to find traps.
That was, yeah.
Yep, you find no traps.
Fantastic. Sinclair will slowly enter the room, and then everyone will see it after his hulking mass has moved out of the way.
Right, I'm going to say just because you were looking around the room, you were specifically looking for traps, but I'm going to let you make a perception check as well.
15.
You are so lucky.
I don't like that laugh.
You are so lucky. No, it's good. He is just very lucky. He got that one on the nose. You step into the room and you step in to let the other guys come past, and you have to step 5 feet into the room to do so. And it's literally as you get in, you realize just in front of you is like a sheen in the air, like a shimmer. And we're going to jump to initiative because you've just come face to face with a gelatinous cube.
Fuck's sake.
Ah!
Not a gelatinous cube.
All right, over the table. Don't get eaten, for fuck's sake.
Last time I had a character come in contact with one of these, it got 8.
So let's roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
Not gelatinous cube.
I'm not even going to make you guys roll nature checks for these. These have become ubiquitous sort of D&D monsters to the point where I would say even in a D&D setting, people are going to know what oozes are because they are so dangerous.
Yeah.
So you guys are just going to know that this thing is a massive square ooze.
Oh god.
God
You add
damn
your initiative bonus to your initiative, don't
Yes.
Yeah. Or in my case, take it away.
you? You have minus.
Yes, because I have
Negative
minus
dex.
dexterity.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Okay,
the
so
life of a
did
cleric.
anybody roll above a 20?
I rolled 20 exactly.
Oh, cool.
I did, sorry, I can't do maths. 21.
Anyone above 15?
I got 16.
And Sinclair?
3.
Oh.
Holy shit, I'm gonna die!
Uh-oh.
Sinclair, your dice are cursed today.
Oh, no. I'm going to swap out that one.
I'm going to say you're lucky because you spotted this thing before you stepped into it. It's not going to get the surprise round. But we're going to start top of the order with Anna. Anna, you actually haven't spotted this thing yet. You cannot see it.
Yeah.
Because this is literally happening the moment that Sinclair saw it. So it's not technically surprise round, but Sinclair, you get to make one utterance. You can't shout gelatinous cube because in the instance you recognize this thing, it's about to attack you. So what is your utterance?
Good question.
Shit!
Yeah. Shit!
So you've just heard Sinclair shout shit. What would you like to do? I would say you're still 30 feet down the hallway with both Twilight and Kazisel in front of you.
Okay, so that's gonna can I try and get round everyone?
I mean, yeah, you can move past everyone, whatever your movement speed is, because you're moving through an allied space. So long as you don't finish in their space, you can move.
Alright, my walking speed is 30 feet.
Yeah, so you're currently 5, 10, 15 feet outside of the room, so you could 20 feet will get you to either side of Sinclair currently, who stood inside the entryway to this room.
Okay, so can I move up next to, can I go there?
Yeah, so you want to run into the room and stand to the left of Sinclair?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You can do that. You're in. Now that you're in the room, you can also roll a perception check.
God. 17.
Okay, you can now see this light shimmer in the air, and you can tell that this cloak that's floating is actually floating inside the middle of this gelatinous cube.
Okay. Right. Fucking whoa. Shit. I don't even know what the fuck happens. I don't know what you can do with a gelatinous cube.
So you would know you can just attack them as normal. You just don't want to end up inside of one.
Cool. I'm not with it. Am I within melee range?
This is I've sort of put it right in the middle of the room, but you would, from where you're standing, you can hit it. This is a large creature. It takes up a 10 by 10 square.
I don't know what to use. Right, I'm going to use my short sword.
Yep.
I'm going to stab it.
Roll the attack.
And I get a thingy, don't I? Yes, okay, right. 16?
Yep, that hit. Funnily enough, this large cube of jelly does not have a great AC.
Okay. 16. So, like, that's one. I get a sneak attack.
Yep.
So that's 9 damage.
With your sneak attack?
Yeah, I didn't roll great.
Okay, fair enough then.
Wait, so it's 1d6, another d6 for my sneak. Is it 1d6 or 2d6 for my sneak?
2d6 for your sneak attack, is
Oh,
I think.
and more
Pretty
than
sure.
that. Another 3, so 12.
Yep. So as you reach out and you like stab into this thing, it takes damage. You're like cutting chunks off of it, but it just kind of wobbles a little bit.
And then I'm gonna move away.
Okay, so you've only got another 10 feet of movement. So from where you're standing, pretty much the only place you can go is into the corner of the room, 10 feet to the right of Sinclair, or to the left of Sinclair.
I just don't want to be anywhere near it.
That's fair enough. So you're now in the corner of the room. Oh dear, that could be bad news. Okay, so that's the end of your turn. So then it is Kazisel's turn.
What do you mean it could be bad news? What's bad news?
You'll find out. It's fine. Kazisel.
So I'm going to. So where I am in the picking order, would I see this or no?
I mean, I would say because you're just behind Sinclair, you could also make a perception check.
15.
Damn, you guys keep hitting this right on the money. Yeah, you can just make out in front of Sinclair this like gelatinous cube, especially now that Giliana's hit it. There was that like ripple across its surface.
Yeah.
And you can now see that it's there as well.
In doing so, I've just seen Giliana go to the left of Sinclair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step to the right of Sinclair.
Yep.
I'm probably just gonna make a swing with my axe.
Yep.
So that'll be 18.
To hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, this does not have good AC. That is more than enough.
So that is a 6.
6 damage, yep.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action for an unarmed strike.
Yep.
So that'll be a 15.
Also hits, yep.
And that is a 4.
Lovely. And are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to like move a bit further round?
I'm going to move kind of... Well, I've seen Giliana in the other corner. I'm kind of going to be corner on my side.
Okay, are you leaving its range, because in which case it will get an opportunity attack, or do you just want to like move around the other side of the ooze?
I'm just moving around the other side of it.
So yeah, so you
there
stay within its range, but you're not going to you're just going to move around the side a little bit to give everyone a bit of space. Cool. In that case, it is Twilight's turn.
Okay.
You've seen everyone else run into the room and start like hitting things, so once you get close, you can also make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that is a 20, not natural.
You immediately spot this thing wibbling and wobbling as it's being hit.
Okay. Can I? Do I have a clear shot if I use spells?
Yeah, because you're just like shooting over Sinclair, I'd say that you've got like from where you are, you could target the creature.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to try Guiding Bolt.
Yep, by all means, make a attack roll.
That is 20.
That definitely hits.
Okay, so that is... Oof. 21 points of damage.
Damn. Yeah,
Wow.
You blast with your like nebulous star like, streaking out towards it. You rip a whole like gouge out of the top of this thing and just like leave a furrow in it that starts to slowly fill back in, but that took a large chunk out of it.
I rolled like max damage basically. And the next attack roll against it gets advantage.
Cool. Are you going to stay where you are, or do you want to move?
I'm going to stay where I am.
Cool. It's now the ooze's turn. Sinclair, you're on deck. It's going to sort of like wibble, wobble, and sort of look around, and it's going to see. Well, as I see, you're not quite sure how this thing is perceiving, but it realizes that one of you is in the corner, and it's going to. As it leaves both Kazisel and Sinclair's range, you both get an opportunity attack against it.
Natural 20. Let's
Oh,
go.
I got a
Right, I need another D6.
I got a 23. So that is also a natural 20.
Yep, cool.
Oh my
That's
God.
going to be a lot of damage.
Jesus.
I'm glad I made this decision.
So that's 2 dice on a natural, isn't it?
Yeah. Double all of your damage dice.
It's 19 points of slashing damage from Sinclair.
12 points of slashing damage from Casizel.
Nice.
Yeah. This thing isn't looking good. You've like cut whole chunks of stuff out of this. Unfortunately, Giliana, rules is written, the way this creature's engulf attack works, you would normally make a dexterity saving throw. If you succeed, you could be pushed 5 feet back or to the side. Unfortunately, the way this thing is coming at you, even if you move 5 feet, you're still going to end up inside of it. So what I'm going to do is you can make the dexterity saving throw, and if you make a natural 20, I will let you dive out of the way of this thing. Otherwise, even if you move 5 feet, you're still going to end up inside of it.
Oh, shit.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. So, dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20.
Has to be a natural 20. I mean, we've just had 2. What's the chances of it getting a third?
No.
Unfortunate. So you see this thing slowly brought towards you, and you like get ready to move, and you realize, oh, actually, I have nowhere to go. I'm in the corner of the room, and this thing just around you, and you inside of it, and it burns. It immediately starts to burn. You take
That's not like a lot of dice.
15 acid damage as this thing begins to burn at your skin. You also realize that you cannot breathe and cannot move. That is the end of the cube's turn. So,
Wait,
yeah.
did you both get 2 natural 20s?
Yeah.
You got natural 20s on both of those attacks?
Yeah.
Oh, this thing looks rough. It does not look like it's going to take much more to kill it. So, just I'll be aware of that. But you guys, just so you guys are all aware, because whenever you hear people like play gelatinous cubes, there's always how do we get somebody out? There is literally a rule for getting somebody out. An engulfed creature can try to escape, and they make a strength check, or a creature within 5 feet of the cube can take an action to pull a creature or object out of the cube. Doing so also requires a strength check. But obviously, for the person trying to pull somebody out, you're likely to take damage as well, because you're sticking your hand into the gelatinous cube. But that is the rules of getting out or getting someone else out. But like I said, you guys can tell this thing looks rough already, so you have to like weigh up your options there. That said, it is now Sinclair's turn.
Oh, that's such a fucking hard option. Which one would he do?
Just fuck it up.
You hear Giliana's voice in your head. Just fucking out.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, with how rough it's looking. Yeah, Sinclair will advance the 5 feet and raise his sword to take a mighty swing.
Yep,
That's 19 to hit.
definitely hits.
Some damage.
Do you get the advantage on that, or did you use it on the last one? Because Maddie
Oh
did.
yeah, because I did the guiding bolt.
Oh yeah, you would have advantage on this one.
Just
Okay.
in case you get a natural 20.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a natural,
No.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Well, worth a go.
I did roll pretty all right on damage though. 10 plus 14 points of slashing damage.
What does it look like when you kill this ooze?
Okay, so Sinclair, sort of, seeing Giliana in there, gets his sword, gets it with 2 hands, points it towards the gelatinous cube, and carves out a circle where Giliana is. To sort, to essentially, it's like cutting someone out of like a creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of motion.
And you just sort of like, this cylinder of ooze just falls out of the front of it, and Giliana, you just kind of splash to the ground as the ooze dissipates around you. And the body of the ooze that now has a circle sort of like jiggles a little bit, and then also just sort of splats onto the ground.
On the way out, can I grab the thing?
Well, once you hit the ground and the ooze sort of dissipates, the cloak sort of falls and clatters to the ground next to you. I was not expecting you guys to both hit fucking natural 20s in your opportunity attack. That thing had 10 health left before it got to make an attack.
Oh my god.
Fuck!
That was gross. Are you okay?
Today is not my day. No, I'm not okay. I'm nearly dead. I'm in pain.
I'm gonna cure wounds, Giliana. At first level. Oh! Rolled max, so that's 10 points of healing.
Thank you. Great.
How much did
Healer.
you lose?
I lost 15.
Oh, okay, Sinclair will come over, clap his hands together, sunlight will begin to glow, lay them on Giliana, and you'll heal another 5 points.
Oh, thank you.
We can talk about it a bit more in the debrief, but this encounter always goes one of two ways. Because Sinclair, see if you had walked into it,
Yeah, that would have been
if it engulfs someone, it takes 3d6. If you start your turn inside of it, you take 6d6.
Yep. Yeah, oozes are fucking nasty.
So yeah, you now realize this is probably why this room looks so spotless compared to the others, because obviously this ooze has been living here. That also, by the way, that's sort of the trick to this encounter. The hallway you came in is only 5 feet wide. It can't fit down there. That's why it's stuck in here.
Oh, I hate this.
But you've got a lovely new cloak, which once somebody takes the time to investigate over a short or a long rest, I will tell you exactly what it is. But for now, you have a shiny new cloak.
It's my cloak. I shove it in my bag.
Oh, actually, you can, if you're going to pick it up, you can do a very quick inspection of it if you'd like, if you just roll a quick investigation check.
21.
Yeah, you realize that this must be magical, because otherwise it would have been destroyed by the ooze over time. If this thing has survived for as long as it has in there, it must be some sort of magical item. But yeah, you
Where
have
to
defeated the
next?
ooze. Yeah, where to next?
Well, we've got a door that might need unlocking, so...
Yep, so you guys are going to head back into the previous entryway with the door to the south.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you actually approach the door and inspect it, you realize it is much like the previous doors, a large iron door, but it isn't actually locked.
Doesn't appear to be locked.
Well then, let's open this up and have a look, shall we?
Yep, the door once again creaks and swings open, revealing another stairway heading downward again. Do you guys progress in your marching order?
Yes, Jordan.
Over the table.
I mean, you can just give up and go home.
We are broke.
We need the money.
The cry of adventurers everywhere. We're broke. So, yeah, you head down the stairs, heading further and further south into the side of the hillside. And when you get to the bottom of the stairs, you see another room that appears to have once been a trapped room. There are what appear to be large, spiked walls mounted to piston arms that have been broken and destroyed and lie in pieces about the floor. But it is another room where it appears the trap itself has been, I say disarmed in a very loose term. It has been destroyed. Do you guys proceed, or do you want to inspect the room, or...
Better check for traps.
Check for traps.
I'll not make you roll. There once was a trap here, now it's in bits.
Cool. Just wanted to double check.
Just gonna have a
You never
quick
know.
look around in case there's, I don't know, in case we can see like glimpses of things hiding behind traps. You know, you never know. Check all corners.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, do you want to roll a perception check?
Yep.
And just out of curiosity, are you stepping into the room, like looking around the room, or are you trying to do all of this from the bottom of the stairs?
He'll very carefully walk around the room.
Okay.
That's a 17.
Okay. Are the rest of you like stepping into the room with him, or are you guys going to be looking at it from a distance?
I'm going to be kind of inching around like the edge of the wall.
Okay.
I do.
Twilight, Ileana?
I'm gonna...
Yeah, I'll go in. I'm not bothered. Who
Yeah,
cares
I'm
now?
gonna go.
Can my look get worse?
Don't tempt.
Probably.
Probably, yeah, exactly.
Sinclair, as you're looking around, like you see, like this is like a trap that's been broken into pieces. Somebody has obviously come in and dismantled this, or it has been activated at some point, and to get out, they've had to break their way out. But you don't spot anything else. However, as you're walking around, and as Kazisel's torchlight flickers about the room, you realize that the ceiling of this room isn't plain stone, or isn't sort of worked stone. It is rough-hewn rock, and there are like minor stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Well, they look like stalactites.
Fucking know what these are, bastard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll some dice here. Don't you worry about this for a second. Okay, that's gonna be. Okay, so the last two people to enter the room. Twilight, does a 16 hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
Gilliana, does a 23 hit your armor class? I'm pretty sure it does.
No, actually, it doesn't.
I don't believe you.
Twilight, what armor do you have?
15.
I mean, 15 is pretty standard for a
no.
cleric, unless they have like plate armor or something.
I think you need to get some.
Yeah.
I think we need to get you some plate armor.
So, as you guys are looking around the room, Sinclair, you've been inspecting all the traps and stuff and looking on the floor, and it's only as you turn around and see Kazisel inching around it, checking the wall, holding his torch up, that something on the ceiling catches your eye as one of the stalactites shifts ever so slightly, and then a bunch of yellow gleaming eyes open as two stalactites detach themselves from the ceiling, flip around, and a great tentacled mass, almost like a squid, drops from the ceiling directly on top of both Twilight and Gilliana. Twilight, you take 8 damage. Gilliana, you only take 4 damage.
Oh shit, okay.
And you are now blinded as something wraps around your head and begins to crush your body. You also realize that as you go to pull in a breath to yell for help, you realize that you cannot breathe. Again, just to give you a heads up, you can try to get this thing off of you by making a strength check on your turn. Otherwise, something bad is going to happen. So, let's roll initiative.
Baby needs good initiative this time.
I don't like that face, Pete.
Why are all my dice so bad?
Right, go on, Sinclair. What was Sinclair's initiative then?
1.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, we're doing well today.
Kazisel?
17.
Liana?
Dice block. I'm going to try a different one.
25.
Ooh. Twilight?
6.
Okay, so before we go straight into combat, you two can't see them, you have no idea what this is, but Kazisel and Sinclair, you guys can both make me nature checks to see if you know what these things are.
Okay. Oh yeah, sure.
Natural
Roll a
20.
nat 20 on that. I'm not joking.
I've got natural
I haven't touched it.
That was a double nat 20.
Oh, again?
Good grief.
Haven't touched it.
God.
Yeah.
You guys both know this. These things are called dark mantles. You guys know that these things are ambush hunters. They like to cling to cavern ceilings and remain perfectly still as they wait for creatures to pass underneath. From a distance, they can pass themselves off as a stalactite or a lump of stone. It then drops from the ceiling, unfurls, surrounding itself with magical darkness as it engulfs and crushes its prey. That's the important thing. Once this thing is attacked, you know it can cast essentially the darkness spell on itself, making it much harder to hit them. You know they're found quite commonly throughout the Underdark, but also, actually, just as a bit of bonus information that you guys know, they're more common in the Shadowfell, thriving in the Dark Realm. They act almost like bats there. They are also quite intelligent. Oh no, tell I. No, ignore that. They're not intelligent. They're thick as shit. Sorry, you would know that. You know that within the Shadowfell, intelligent creatures can sometimes coax them into servitude to be guardians or companions. You also, I would say, with the natural 20, you guys both also know that these things are blind. They use blind sight to sense things around them. But that said, we're jumping in at the top of the order with Gilliana. You currently have one of these things wrapped around your head. What would you like to do?
Try and get it off.
Cool. You need to make me a strength check, please.
Oh god, come on. 16?
That is successful. You manage to get a hold of two of this thing's tentacles as they're wrapped around you and just wrench it upward and throw this thing into the air. And as you do, it sort of flaps this membrane that all its tentacles are part of, and it is now like flying above you and flapping around. Unfortunately, that was your action. Would you like to take any movement?
Okay. As a bonus action, can I like arm myself as a bonus action?
I mean, I think pulling out your weapon is a free action.
Oh, is it a free action?
Yeah, it
can I
only
do
costs
that?
an action. So pulling out a weapon is a free action. It only costs an action if you want to like sheath a weapon and pull out another one. The way to get around that is to just drop one item as an action, like as a free action, and then draw your weapon. So you can just, if you haven't drawn a weapon, you can just draw your weapon.
Can I draw my short sword and then, as my bonus action, take my dagger out?
You can just do both for free. Like it assumes that drawing your weapons
okay.
is just a free action.
Sick. I'll do that. And then
So you have your weapons out. Yeah.
Can I hide anywhere? Can I hide?
Yeah, actually, you
anywhere
could if you. Well, actually, now that you can see this thing, you can make me a nature check as well.
I'm not good at nature checks, but we'll give it a go. 14.
I would say you know what this thing is. You know it's a dark mantle. You know it is an ambush predator. And I would say you've probably heard in passing that these things hunt in the dark. They don't rely on sight. So even if you hid, it's going to know where you are. It's like a bat's echolocation. It's going to know where you are, even if you try to like physically hide. But I would say you could like duck behind something and take cover, like behind some of the broken bits of the trap that are hanging around, and it would make it harder for it to hit you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool.
As my bonus action.
You can make a stealth check, although we're not technically counting it as a hide check. We're just counting it as you like getting yourself in behind something to make it harder for it to hit you.
Oh, unnatural 20.
Cool. So if this was actually you trying to hide, you'd be pretty damn well hidden. You wouldn't be visible, and because of that, you've like crouched yourself in and pushed yourself in underneath part of this trap, making it harder for the dark mantle to come down and attack you. So, with that said, I'm going to assume that's the end of your turn. So, Kazizel, what would you like to do?
So, in relation to me, how close is it?
So, I'd say the one that Giliana has like pulled off, it's probably like just in the air above where she was standing. So, probably like 5 feet in the air. So, if you like walked up to the space Giliana was in or next to that space, you could hit that one.
Okay, swinging my axe. I'm swinging my hand axe.
Cool. Roll to attack.
That is a 19.
That hits. Roll damage.
That's a 7.
Lovely. That is a good amount of damage.
And then I'm going to use my martial arts to make a unarmed strike.
Yep.
Bonus action. That is a 17.
Also a hit. Roll damage.
Okay. And D4 is a 4.
Better than nothing. So you've hit this thing. You run up and with your axe and with your bare hand, you strike at this thing in the air, and it makes like a horrible, like screeching, chittering sound. Like you
Yeah.
sort of the noise it would use for like its echolocation stuff, and it makes that horrible noise as you strike into it. And it doesn't so much when you strike it with the axe, it doesn't bleed like a red blood, but more like a dark black brown ichor sort of ruptures out.
Yeah.
And it's sort of trying to get away from you as you're attacking it. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm just gonna kind of shift around it so that I'm kind of like my back's towards the stairs, in case worst comes to worst and we need to run.
Yep. Cool. It is now, unfortunately, the Dark Mantle's turn. So the one that is attached to Twilight is going to attempt to continue to crush her. Yeah, guys, a 21 definitely hits. So Twilight, you're going to take a further 7 crushing damage, several bludgeoning damage. This thing constricts and tightens its tendrils around you, crushing your body. And now that its previous prey has ducked behind some cover and it's going to be harder to reach, the one that you just hit, Kazizel, is going to lash out and try and attack you. And I think it does 21 hit your AC as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. You are now grappled by that one, and you only take 4 damage as that one grips itself around you. And yeah, that is the end of their turn. Twilight, what would you like to do?
Question.
Yes.
As a reaction,
Mm-hmm.
I have Hellish Rebuke.
Absolutely, yeah.
So can I take that reaction?
Yes, you take
before
that as soon as you're
it's
like damaged, yeah. So as soon as it hit you, you would cast Hellish
Yeah.
Rebuke.
Okay, cool. And it's a dex save on their end.
I'm gonna say because it's like grappled onto you, it's gonna roll this at disadvantage.
Cool.
That's a natural 1, so yeah, it's gonna take damage.
Oh, that would be 18 damage.
Bloody hell. Yeah, that thing isn't happy. It's like its body burns and blisters where this fire touches it, and it's sort of the flames run up and down its tendrils and they burn and crisp where it comes in contact with them. And it's again with this thing like wrapped around your head, it's almost like physically painful as it like screeches in your head or around your head. But that was your reaction. So what would you like to do on your turn?
So on my turn, I'd like to reach out and touch it and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay, see. This is the thing. Technically, you're blind, so technically you should be making this attack at disadvantage. But it's literally wrapped around you.
Yeah, and it's by touch. So...
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just say make a normal attack roll, and this is just you trying to get your arms free from it crushing because you're not technically restrained. But I don't like the idea that because you're blind, you wouldn't be able to touch something on your head. So just make a normal attack roll.
Normal attack roll. Do I add my
your spell attack modifier?
Attack roll? Yeah. So that's 22.
That definitely hits. And I'm pretty sure with the amount of dice you roll for this that the minimum damage is more than enough. So just describe what it looks like when you cast the spell and kill this thing.
I rolled damage for Flare and I rolled 3 9s. So
yes, that thing is dead.
Kind of pull my hands free of tentacles and they just you see like stars start to spiral around her palms, and then she just pushes it onto the thing on her head and just holds it there whilst it like writhes and screams until it literally explodes.
Yeah, I was going to say, this thing literally, not figuratively, it literally explodes off of your head in bits, and you're covered in this horrible, sticky, black-brown ichor. But it is dead.
Yeah, and then she's just going to stand there panting like...
Cool. That is the end of your turn. Sinclair, what would you like to do?
So the other one is attached to Kazizel now?
Currently, yes.
Currently, okay. Just quick over the table, because I always forget this one. Can I attack it while it's attached to Kazizel?
So there are other ones like the Rug of Smothering, which specifically says that you would transfer damage or whatever. This one does not say that. So yes, you can just hit this thing as normal.
Fantastic then. Yeah, Sinclair advances on the squid and takes a mighty swing.
Roll to attack.
That is 15 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. 13 points of slashing damage.
What does it look like when you kill this thing?
Oh, Sinclair is going to take one straight swing through the middle of it, just avoiding Kazizel's head.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, the finest of cuts, like, almost like the finest of, like, it's almost like how a sushi chef, cuts through a fish. It's that fine.
Yeah. You swing the blade horizontally. You actually catch it right where it's looks like it has the eyes that are like in a circle around its cone-like body, and your blade goes straight through those. And it has that anime moment where there's like a brief moment of stillness, and then the top of the head just sort of slides to the side, and then just more of this black ichor erupts from the top of it as it falls limp off of your body, Kazizel. And you have killed the Dark Mantles.
Hey.
Good riddance.
So with the Dark Mantles dead, there's no doorway at the end of this room, just another set of stairs leading downward. You guys going to progress, or are you going to take a minute to recover from that encounter?
I'm going to be catching my breath after that. Because I've just been in its tight grasp. It's just...
Sinclair will go over to Twilight, do the usual thing, put his palms together, they'll glow like the sun, place his hands upon Twilight, and Twilight, you're going to heal 10 points.
Oh, thank you. Because I was looking rough.
Just so everyone knows, I am now tapped on that. That is gone.
Okay, yeah, I'm out of first levels now.
Oh dear.
Let's hope there's no lich down here.
Oh man, wouldn't that be a kick in the teeth?
Oh no.
So with your healing and stuff done, you guys gonna head down the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, gonna assume standard marching order again. You guys head down the stairwell and find yourselves in another room. This one's relatively small, but you realize as you're coming down the stairs, the air seems to become more humid, more fetid, and you can see at the base of the stairwell there's actually a thin layer of water on the floor. And if anyone got close to touch it, they'd realize it's warm, it's not cold. And in the corner of the room, near the top, near the ceiling, you can actually see like a crack in the wall through which a trickle of water is running in. And this appears to be another sort of area where the Underdark has encroached into this layer, and it is now sort of like filling this level with a thin layer of warm, fetid, humid water.
Hot springs.
Pretty much. So as you come down the stairs to the east and west, so your left and right are another set of doors. Which direction would you guys like to go?
So hard to know.
Oh.
Shall we go to that one and click it? And I'm pointing towards the left of us. Last time we went left, it was just a hole. Maybe it'll be another hole here.
You know what? I like the way you think, Cecil. Let's try it.
Let's do it.
Yep, so you open the door to the left, to your left, which is heading east. And that was the wrong button. And there's a very short hallway with another door at the end. I'm assuming you guys just continue through and open the other door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very carefully.
As you step forward, as you open each of these doors, by the way, you're opening, you've got this layer of water, and there's a brief moment where the water sort of like redistributes and it sloshes over your feet. And actually, if you're going to open the second door carefully, Sinclair at the front, do you want to make a perception check for me?
Okay. That is 14.
Right as you put your hand on the door and you're about to push it open, you hear a chittering from the other side.
Sinclair will sort of stop in his tracks, turn around, look at Cazizal and just whisper, "There's something alive in there."
Also alive.
What do we want to do? Do you want to go and check out the other door? Or do you want to barge in here?
If there's something alive, man, maybe let's just back away and check the other side first. You know.
Tell Gilliana and Twilight.
Pass it along.
Yeah, because he's whispering.
Gets to the end, it's a game of telephone. There's something.
I'm just whispering behind me, just like, it sounds like there's something behind that door. We're gonna go back that way. We're gonna go back that way.
Okay.
Good idea.
Go.
So you head back the opposite direction and go to the other door.
We Scooby-Doo
Yeah. Creep.
creep back.
Dun, 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 dun,
The
dun,
legs
dun,
up.
dun, dun. So do you just go straight over and open this other door then?
Yes.
Is there
Cool.
more chittering?
No, there's no more chittering from this one. You open the door ahead of you, and you see what appears to be a study. And standing in the middle of standing at two parts of the room, you see two large red creatures. They appear to be humanoid newts, but as you open this door, you can feel a wash of heat coming out. This room seems to be more hot and humid than previously, and you can see these creatures, and they can obviously hear you in the other room, and they're stood with their weapons ready. And for our listeners, these are fire newts, if you would like to look up the image for them. Large humanoid newt creatures holding long, black, curved scimitar-like swords with black bucklers on their arms. All of you can roll a nature check to see if you know what these are.
Ooh.
I rolled a 3.
1.
12.
15?
Okay, so I think 15 was the highest. You guys know these are fire newts. Twilight knows these are fire newts. They tend to be found in regions that contain hot springs, heat, or volcanic activity or similar hot and wet conditions. Humanoid amphibians, they live in a militaristic theocracy that reveres elemental fire in its worst incarnations. Unfortunately, you don't know a lot else about these creatures other than they like the heat and that they are, for the most part, not very nice.
Ooh, I think let's just close the door and try the other one.
Unfortunately, as these things heard you coming, as soon as the door opens, they're going to get a surprise attack.
I love the idea that Gilliana whispers that as he's raising his sword.
So the two creatures.
Just a few of us behind her. Just backing up.
Yeah, he's pushing Sinclair into the door and closing it. Sinclair, can you make me 2 dexterity saving throws, please?
2?
2,
Okay.
please, yeah.
Okay. Dex.
Please, yeah.
The first one is 18.
Cool. You're going to take, that was 5 damage from that one. And the second one, please.
Is 15.
Same again, as a success. You're going to take another 5 damage as these two creatures, you see them like almost like a cat, sort of like, and it looks like they're pulling up some sort of hairball, but then they lurch forward and out of their mouths spew this noxious, almost like napalm, this clinging, flaming substance. And as it washes over you, it burns and sets fire to your armor and skin where it touches. And then they ready their swords. So we're going to roll initiative again. Well, that's it for another episode. Thanks for sticking with us. As usual, I'd like to thank Lixie B and Jeff for the wonderful logo and character art they created for us, the Storm Weather Shanty Choir for letting us use their song Drunken Sailor as our theme tune, DN Dice for sponsoring us, and all of our wonderful Patreon supporters who have been helping us out. Our recommended podcast this week is one that I should have done a while ago, but it completely slipped my mind. But if you've been listening to any of our Patreon stuff, you will recognise this name because we are recommending Hearthfire Tales. We had a chat with Dylan from Hearthfire Tales as part of one of our Explore the Lore episodes, so if you've listened to that, you know a little bit more about what they're all about. But their setting is a bit different. It's set up like adventuring parties going around like bands, like rock stars, and they have their own groupies and all this. But strangely enough, in a world where adventurers are treated like rock stars, bards are hated. So it's a very interesting setting. I've enjoyed listening to it. I had a great time talking with Dylan. And just to make things tied up in a nice little bow, we actually have a promo for them after this, so do stick around and listen to that. So that is Hearthfire Tales for our recommended podcast. And strangely enough, that is all we have for this week, so I'm going to let you listen to the promo. Thanks very much for sticking with us, and we'll see you soon.
Welcome to a land of might, magic, and metal. Join us for TTRPG content that puts the metal back in the phrase. Holy God, that's metal as hell. Join Sid, Khan, and Fink as they tour their way across the land of Letuan, taking on all manner of monsters, aberrations, and the foulest foe of all, mankind's hubris. Hearthfire Tales is an Irish TTRPG podcast, streaming now on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Stay dangerous.